Mayong Buntag, South Central Mindanao.
All right. Sir, Mr. Simon, it's been a long celebration. So far, how is the celebration of DOLEFIL'S 50th anniversary?
It's going very well. The people have really enjoyed it. It's really a celebration for the people, of the people, because we've been here 50 years, and it's the success of the people through the 50 years that has made this possible. So it's worth celebrating, and we're actually celebrating every month, not just the month of June, which is the anniversary month, but right from January through to December as well.
Wow, so it's a year-long celebration of the 50 years. Well, it's worth it.
Yes.
All right. Sir, you also have community involvements or projects as part of the celebration, reach out, charity work.
We're doing a lot of projects like that. So as well as activities that celebrate, such as the Celebrity Night and the 50 Yawan, we're also involving the community through programs like the Fun Run My Tribute, where people are planting trees and running for their health, and other programs like that.
We've seen you in almost every activity, Mr. Simon. You've been very visible. Is this a testament of how Dole Philippines values its employees?
Yeah, very much, very much. We have 13,000 workers here in South Cotabato, and we're grateful for every one of them.
All right, sir. It's been 50 years. So since the 60s, and looking back at the 60s, how has the business been so far in Region 12?
Yeah, it's been a good business. It's had its ups and downs. We had a tough year last year, but we're having a much better year this year, we're pleased to say. When they started in 1963, there was really nothing. Bolomolok was a sixth-class municipality. There were no roads. There was not even running water. So, of course, now we take that for granted 50 years on. In fact, we have mobile phones, we have internet. So far, we've come an enormous way in that time.
We can say that Dole Philippines actually made Bolomolok.
I think that's true. It was very, very small at the time, but we've been blessed with very good support from the local government, who've helped us through the 50 years to be successful. And our products get exported all over the world. Something like 95% of what we produce goes overseas.
Yes, and you've provided employment for most of the people in Bolomolok, and even in Region 12. What can you say about that, sir? That most graduates and most, people, professionals, they would prefer to work for Dole Philippines. What can you say about that?
Well, the thing about Dole Philippines is we have very high standards of integrity and ethics. We're very committed to ethical business. And so that makes it a good, friendly place for people to work. The business obviously started very small all those years ago. It's very large now with 13,000 employees. We are growing about 1 billion pineapples in the ground at any one time. Every year we produce approximately 8 billion servings of food. And when you think there's only 7 billion people on the planet, that's more than one per person per year, so to speak. So it's a big business, but we are on a mission to grow. We want to grow the business. Roughly for every 1,000 tons of pineapples, we can employ 50 people.
Wow.
So if we could expand further, of course, the more we expand, the more jobs we can provide. And to do that expansion, we welcome growers and landowners to participate in our programs and be part of the pineapple growing business.
If you want to, you can expound more on the business landscape of Dole Philippines now.
Sure. Well, obviously, Mindanao is a challenging place to do business, and many international companies would balk at that. But Dole has stayed the distance. We've been here right from the 60s, right through to the present day, very committed to making the business successful. So we do a very good job with community relations, and I think that gets a lot of support from the people here, and it's the support of the people and the support of the government that makes this business successful. Without that, it would be impossible to have a successful business.
So with that, sir, how does Dole Philippines plan to stay and be competent in the Philippines, especially in Mindanao, for the next, let's say, 50 years? Would that be possible? How will Dole make that possible, Sir Simon?
It's absolutely possible, and we're determined to make it happen. The main factor of success is the people. We have here talented people that are very hardworking, speak very good English, and are very committed to the company. And because of that, we have a competitive workforce, and that's perhaps the most important aspect of the whole business. We're also very blessed. We have an owner or shareholder who wants us to grow. It's actually a new company, a Japanese company, Itochu. They acquired it from David Murdoch a few months ago. And they've given us the mandate to grow the business, which is good news for the people, good news for the economy of South Mindanao.
Yes, sir, I've heard about that. So how is the working relationship with the Japanese so far? Is it not creating conflicts with the, let's say, previous administration of DOLEFIL, and now there's a new one? Is it okay, the transition? How is it?
Well, Itochu is smart enough to know that we know how to grow pineapples, we know how to can them.
Right.
So they're not trying to tell us how to do our jobs.
Okay.
They are coming as the shareholder. So imagine any company where shares trade hands. Itochu has bought some shares. It doesn't change the management of the company or the running of the company, but it does change the support for the company, and they want to invest in us and they want to grow us so that we can expand. I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is that people want to buy pineapples.
Yes.
So no business is possible without the customer demand, and we're lucky that people want pineapples. Pineapples is one of the healthiest foods you can eat.
True that.
And people around the world want that, whether it's in a packaged form or a fresh form.
And in the Philippines, if you want pineapples, usually the first choice is Dole.
It should be, right?
Yeah, so it's a testament that Dole is still #1 in the country. So Mr. Simon, we've talked about the people, the business. Now let's talk about you. As an expat here in the Philippines, how is the working experience?
Well, I've enjoyed my 2.5 years enormously. I really like the outdoor lifestyle.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed the outdoors, and this is the nicest outdoors, so to speak, anywhere in the world. I enjoy the mountain biking, play a little bit of golf, although our golf course is very difficult. I find it too difficult for me. I do a bit of sailing on the Sarangani Bay, and a little bit of diving, and all of those, it's the best place in the world for all of those things.
Especially if you're a nature lover.
Right,
Yeah.
right, it is wonderful.
All right, Mr. Simon, we don't have enough time, so may you invite the people for your activities and what else you want to tell the employees of DOLEFIL'S.
Of course. Well, everybody is welcome to come and participate in our community programs, our community outreach programs. But right now, I would like to invite people to come to SM Mall and visit the Golden Gallery, which is a photo exhibit of all the history of DOLEFIL going right back to 1963. We have photographs of people planting the very first pineapples here in South Cotabato, and you should come see the photographs, enjoy the exhibit, and be a part of history.